Alright, boys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but with bad news comes along good news. And so let's just start with the bad news. So yesterday, whenever I was driving back to work from lunch, my lunch break, I had noticed some scraping that was coming from the bottom of my truck. So of course I had to get out and check on it, try to figure out what was scraping. And that scraping turned out to be my exhaust, all the way from pretty much where the headers connect to the end. And the reason why it fell off was because this motherfucker got so hot. And I had a rubber hanger on it that was connected to the other little arm, but it just melted straight through it. You would expect them to have some sort of metal wire in them to at least hold it together, but unfortunately, people suck. So I ended up just taking it off right there, right where the transmission is. Just kind of not very good, but I had to make do. But fortunately for me, I had been anticipating this moment. So I called up the nearest exhaust shop that was near me, I guess. And I got a quote on it, see if I could bring it in today and try to get it put together. So I got these shorty headers that are gonna get slapped on to this baby today. I made sure that they fit, so this should be an easy process getting it all together. And then come Monday, because today's Friday, come Monday, he's gonna get the whole exhaust put on, obviously from the header all the way through. The route that we chose to go was obviously the headers, and then that connects into a straight true dual to an H pipe. I wanted an X pipe, but he doesn't have that in stock right now, so I'm just gonna have to bring it back later. An H pipe will do now, and then we're gonna have it either axle dumped, or I'm gonna ask him if he'll be able to do a fender exit, I guess. Yeah, a fender exit, and just try to get it a little better in my opinion. This is future editing Mason. I just have a quick interception right here. We did not end up going with the H pipe for a substitute for the X pipe. We ended up just going with a straight dual in, dual out, and then to the axle dump, because one, it would be cheaper, and two, if I want to bring it in to get that H pipe or X pipe put in, I can later. And so I mean, he just saved me a couple $100, which I thank him. So anyways, back with the video. So right now I'm gonna get the headers loaded up, and I'm gonna drive the truck to the shop, and I'm gonna have to put the headers on myself because he's not gonna do that, and I'm not gonna drive it to the shop with open headers, especially with how much oil is under my engine. So I'll try to keep y'all posted on everything. As it is right now, it's a little bit loud coming from a stop. All right, so here we are at Double D Mufflers. Right now I need to get the headers off so I can go ahead and put the other ones on. But I'm kind of waiting for it to cool down because it's still kind of hot. Boom, just like that. Got these two heavy ass motherfuckers out. It's a fucking pain in the ass because for some reason, whenever they connect them to there, they gotta have like little clips on the top of these bolts so that nobody can take them off. And so I just had to break those clips off. But if anybody needs about 20 pounds of lifting weights, I got you. I got on the headers, I guess. They're gonna have to work. I had to put in each individual stud for it, which took forever. And then one of them on the other side was broken, so that also took forever to get on. And then I went ahead and wrapped them in some heat wrap, I guess, just so that my engine bay would not be as hot. It's still gonna be hot, but it's not gonna be as hot. But yeah, there's passenger side and then the driver's side. And hopefully in a couple of days he can get that exhaust put on and we'll be able to test drive this truck. While I'm waiting on my ride though, I might as well go ahead and start it up and just give y'all a little bit of a sneak peek. Sometimes I just sit here and I wonder, why do I do the things that I do? I'm a dumbass. When I had brought it to the shop to go get the exhaust put on and stuff. Oh, by the way, it's already on everything. Look at it. Hell yeah. But whenever I was putting the headers on myself, I had taken the old manifolds off and stuff, right? But on this driver's side, this back bolt that's on this port, I guess, it broke off previously whenever we were reinstalling it. So I had to move the engine a couple feet into the shop because it was outside the shop. I had to move it inside the shop so that I would be able to, or he would be able to weld a nut onto it and we could get it off. Very idiotic decision of me to leave the manifolds off whenever I did that, because not only did that create a misfire, but it also cooked my cables. Majority of them are burnt. I already got me another pair though. Majority of them are burnt, and now I gotta replace all of them and then retime the distributor, all because I didn't want to put the manifolds back on. So we are now here with all of the boots off, and the engine is at TDC right now. So now I'm gonna pop the rotor off and check if that is also at TDC. It should be, but just gonna double check. And then I'm gonna replace all of these wires with some brand new ones. All right, time to check. That bitch is gonna be centered. I think it's fine. It's just a little bit advanced. I can pull that back a little bit and then tighten the hold down on. I think it's fine though. Here's the old one, and here's the new wires. I think I'm just gonna pop them onto that one instead of popping them onto this one because I just want to use that cap. So please don't judge me. There we go. Just put on all of the wires. I honestly think it looks a little bit cleaner with the black wires instead of the red wires. Although all that is a whole wire mess. It'll eventually get fixed. Just not right now. Here are those ignition wires that I ended up replacing. You can see pretty much where they all got burnt, and a lot of them are pretty black. Yeah, no, that was just a dumb mistake on my end. All that is left to do on this chip box is to put the ground back on and start it up, and hopefully the backfires don't happen again. go. She's not backfiring anymore, so I'm happy with that. I drove it around the block a couple of times, and I mean, coming to a stop and accelerating was fine for me. No backfires or anything. RPMs did get a little bit low, but I mean, that's standard for me, I guess. However, I do hear a little bit of a ticking coming from my valve train. And I have some push rods. I have an extra set of push rods that are a little bit bigger than stock ones. And I believe that's the main issue, because the stock ones that are in it right now are obviously a little bit too short, like 0.01 thousandths short. And I don't know, I might just go ahead and replace the lifters and the rockers while I'm at it. Just go ahead and put some roller rockers on it so that it could last me longer instead of having the stock rockers. I mean, other than that, I ain't got nothing else to say. So, peace.